This morning, we filed suit here in Greenbelt on behalf of Roxana Ariana against the Frederick County Commissioners, Sheriff Jenkins, 2 of the deputies, and some former ICE agents. By way of background, I should say that Frederick County in 2008 became the first county to sign what's known as a 287G agreement with the Department of Homeland Security, ICE, and thereafter, our client, who was sitting outside in a public area having her lunch, was, as we've alleged in the complaint, approached by 2 Frederick County officers who were driving by. There was no particular basis for them to stop, but they did so. They came over and approached her. They took her identification, which she gave to them. They indicated to her that she was to remain where they had found her while they checked something. And then they proceeded to handcuff her and take her away. Now, she's originally from El Salvador and was understandably frightened by this experience. I should also say, by way of background, that the Frederick County Sheriff's Department has, in its own statistics, confirmed that the people that they have picked up under their 287G agreement, 50% of them have been picked up for minor traffic violations, I should say driving without a license, an additional 10% for minor traffic offenses, and a very small number, less than 10%, for any sort of serious criminal activity, which is, we allege, the basis of the 287G agreement. The suit that we filed today alleges violations of her civil rights and her constitutional rights.
Frederick County, Maryland is the only 287G agreement in Maryland. It is a center of very unjust things happening against the very large immigrant community in Frederick County, an immigrant community that is contributing through its churches, through their work, through small businesses, and through helping to build a community, paying taxes in a community, sending their children to school in a community. And it's just not right that Sheriff Jenkins has taken it upon himself to rid the community of some of these members. Sheriff Jenkins, when he entered into this program, said that he was aiming to keep the community safer. However, as you've heard from everybody who's spoken before me, 90% of the people arrested under this program were charged with either no crime, as the plaintiff in this lawsuit has never been charged with a crime, or they were charged with a misdemeanor. This program does not make Frederick County any safer. Last week, Sheriff Jenkins announced that 500 people had been arrested under this program. How many of them were like the plaintiff in this lawsuit, a mother of a 2-year-old simply sitting outside eating a sandwich? This program does not make the community safer, and we are calling today for an end to the 287G agreement in Frederick, an end to the 287G agreements across the United States, and a comprehensive solution, a comprehensive immigration reform. Thanks.
It is clear that localities have been using the 287G memorandum agreements to purge themselves of Latino immigrants. I cite as an example a quote from North Carolina Johnston County Sheriff Bizzell. "Our goal is to reduce, if not eliminate, the immigrant population in my county." Notwithstanding the foregoing and comments by Sheriff Jenkins that an immigration investigation would only begin after an arrestable offense and that the person is taken to jail because, in his words, we don't do this on the street, the facts of this case and the data that my colleague Mr. Hayes from Nixon Peabody cited strongly suggest the opposite is true, that more than half the persons being detained were stopped for driving without a license or other minor traffic infractions or violations. A minimal number, less than 10%, were actually charged with a felony. In fact, the data and the reports from the Frederick County Sheriff's Department shows that over 90% of the people arrested and detained by the sheriff under his 287G memorandum were Latino. The only inescapable conclusion based upon this evidence strongly suggests that the Frederick County Sheriff's Office is engaging in a discriminatory practice and policy of targeting and interrogating and detaining individuals about their immigration status based solely on their perceived race, national origin, or ethnicity.